Hi everybody, welcome to Stock Market Jimmy. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We're going to go get started here. Now these are going to be stocks, not the stock that you're looking at. This I'm just showing you the success of a stock that I gave you guys about 60 days ago. I did a video, if you go back and look at my videos, and I was very clear that Nike could make you a lot of money. I had a lot of people comment that was saying, oh, great pick on Nike. It's not doing anything. They're not going to make any money. That company is done. And it doesn't work like that. You don't just take a company like Nike and throw it in the trash can. Nike was, I gave you guys this pick when we had the tariff war and the stock hit its 5-year low. And now, look at it now. So you could have bought it at $50 and now it's at $72. That is a lot of money that you could have made. I made a lot of money on this stock. This particular stock is going to be sold probably on Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to let it do its little run and then I'm selling it and taking a lot of money profit. So, guys, you have to, in this business, you have to capitalize on opportunities when you have 5-year lows on specific, whether it's a stock or a crypto. Okay, so let's move on. I have 3 stocks for you guys to pay attention to. Okay, I'm going to eliminate that one. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to pay attention to these 3 stocks. Write these 3 stocks down. Okay, this is a company called OneStream. All right. Now, these particular stocks that I'm giving you, these are growth stocks. These are growth stocks. Now, what does OneStream do? Well, they're changing an industry is what they're about to do. So what they're doing is they have an AI created software platform system for financial industries. So companies, for their financial stuff, they basically are able to put them on a platform that once they're on that platform, they're staying on that platform. And this particular stock, on when you look at the what it's trading for, you can't really get a good visual of the situation. So in other words, if you look at a 5-year, okay, it's only up 6% in 5 years. That's because this is an up and coming stock. This is a stock that's changing. Now look at the 1 year, 6.5%. So what's happening is you are getting involved on a stock that is just starting its growth. It is just starting its growth. If we look at a 6-month, it's down 4-point-something%. Now, when you look at the stock price in the last year, you're way up at the top. So let's talk about this. We have a stock that's up at the top, but yet it's only earned like 6%. All right? So there's a lot of opportunity with this stock. Now, let's take a look at some of the financials on this stock. Bear with me. Okay. So if you look here, let's see if you guys can see this right here. Let me put my mouse here. Yeah, I'll push this over just a little bit like that. Okay. I think you guys can see that, right? Yeah, you can see it now. Okay. So if you look at this stock right here, here's where we want to pay attention, okay? The total cash is $593 million. The total debt is 3.55%. So they have no debt. The available cash flow is $208 million, which is, around 43%, which is pretty good, okay? Now, we'll move this back a little bit. If we come over here, let's take a look at, now guys, I am getting one of those big screen TVs that I can draw on, so it doesn't show us our forward PE, so we won't take a look at that, okay? Now, as far as their profits and stuff like that, guys, they're not doing anything. Like they're actually in the negative. So the company is not making any money. They're not making any money. So you say, well, why would I want a stock that's not making any money? Well, the reason why is because of of what they're doing. It's a new structure for the financial industry, and a stock like this has the ability to double. It has the ability to double. All it's going to take is people like me that start pouring money into the stock. People understand that it's going to change over the next couple years. And once that money starts pouring in, stocks like this can go from 27.69. Like, I mean, look at the after hours over here at 28.65. I mean, you're already talking $1. So what's happening? People are starting to put money in it. This happened on the aftermarket on a Friday. I'm recording this on a Saturday. So I'm getting this video ready for you guys to see over the weekend and early Monday, and you can start paying attention to these type of stocks. So the bottom line is that a stock like this could literally shoot up $3, $4, $5, $6 a share. Now, for someone like me, when a stock goes up $3, $4, $5, $6 a share, that equals $18,000 for someone like me. Okay? I mean, I just did that with Symbotic. SYM. Bought it at $27. It's at $37. I'm up $18,000. So let's go ahead now and move to the next stock. So this is a stock. You guys can do it however you want to do it. Okay? It's a hold type of stock. It's a hold type of stock. But that doesn't mean you can't take a couple quick $1,000 if you need money and sell it. That's up to you. I am creating a tutorial that I'm going to be allowing the people who join my Discord of the private access to these tutorials. And they're going to talk to you about a plan of how to make a lot of money and set yourself up in the stock market to where you can have a great career trading stocks. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next stock. We'll get rid of the OneStream. Okay, now this particular stock here is IONQ. And if you look at this stock in the last 5 years, okay, this stock has went up 261%. In 1 year, it's went up 466%. You would have made 4 times your money in the last 12 months. I repeat, if you bought 50 grand, you would have made 4 times your money. Okay? In the last 6 months, it's down 11%. Okay. So what are my thoughts on this stock? Now let's take a look to here back at the books. Okay, I'll put this over here again so we can get to the books. Okay, so let's take a look. Here we go here, guys. You see this? Where my mouse is? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. We've got 588 million. The total debt is 2%. They have a negative cash flow of 45 million. Okay, the books don't look so great. Okay, we're going to come over here and they don't disclose the forward PE, and this company is making $0. Making $0. All right, so why on earth would we want this stock, and why on earth has it made 4 times its money? How do you have a stock that's making no money, doesn't have a lot of money? How do you have a stock that's made 4 times your money? Because this stock is a future stock. It's going to change the future based on what it actually does. Okay? So take a good look at this stock. pay attention to the stock. When you see it dip and you see it come down or something like that, and you have an opportunity to buy it, that's up to you. I can just point these out to you guys like I always do. All right. Another stock is GTLB. Now, this particular stock here is more of a stock that is down this year and has, let's take a look at the 5-year. So this is more of a stock that gives you an opportunity where it's down in the last 5 years. So this is all the way down here, as you guys can see it here. We're all the way down here at the bottom at the $45 level, okay? So if you come up here, you know, this stock used to be way up here, which is $120. Okay, so this is a stock that used to be $120. All right, here, let me kind of back this out for you guys just to hear. Hold on. Got a piece of hair on this thing. Hold on one second, guys. Let's see if I can back this out. 1 second. I can't wait till I get that TV thing I'm telling you guys about, because that way you can see everything on the screen, you know what I mean? And it allows me to stand next to it and draw on it, so it's going to be much better for our stock presentations, okay? All right, so anyway, this particular stock here in the last year is down 8% in the last year. So keep an eye out on this particular stock. This could be something that does really well. So now also too, guys, do not forget about Sound. This thing has not taken off yet. Okay, I want to remind you guys about this stock. It has not taken off yet. This stock is one of those kind of stocks that next thing you know, it's $15 a share. Next thing you know, it's $22 a share. Next thing you know, it's $36 a share. When this stock takes off, you guys are going to see exactly what I mean. It used to be $24. Okay, it obviously had its big push up, and then everybody sold it off. So it was a pump and dump, and you know, any pump and dumps happen. Hey, if I'm in the stock and it goes all the way up to $24, of course I'm going to dump it. Of course I'm going to dump it. If you own this stock and you're just a part of a big push and pump and dump, you have no idea when it's going to happen, and it goes all the way up to the moon, and then boom, you sell it and it drops like a cannon, comes down like a cannon. Now, the problem with these pump and dumps and stuff like that is, you know, in a perfect world, you have stocks that just keep going up and up and up and up and up. Where the stock market becomes tricky is when it tries to shake you off. You're up, let's say, $4,000 or $5,000 on a stock, and you're happy, and you've already made your month for your bills, and now it starts to come down. That is the biggest problem with most people, is that they're using money or have money access where they need that money to pay their bills, which is understandable, especially you day traders. I'm not a day trader. I never will be a day trader. I'm a trader so when I make these tutorials for you guys, when I start, you know, showing you guys these tutorials for the private access through my Discord, these tutorials are going to show you how to evaluate whether you're going to be a swing trade or a long-term trade. It's going to show you if I'm going to do a long-term trade, I need to be able to make X amount of dollars to justify that. So for example, something like SoundHound. Am I going to be more beneficial for the short trade to make a quick $5, $6 a share or double my money? Or am I going to be better off with the long-term trade? How do you figure that out? Well, it's pretty simple to me. If it depends on your financial situation. So for example, let's say that you have $10,000 to your name to trade. That's all the money that you have for savings. And you take that $10,000 and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do whatever Jimmy's showing and stuff like that. I'm going to go for it. I'm got to get going here. And I put this $10,000 in the stock market. And you go all in on this SoundHound, if that's what your decision is. And the next thing you know, it goes up to $12 a share. And you analyze how much you made, and it starts to come down. And now you're in a situation where you're like, okay, I'm going to take this money because I'm trying to build my bankroll, because I'm going to be very crystal clear to everybody out there that's listening to this. If you don't have buying power, it is very difficult for you to be very successful in the stock market. You can do well slowly, and it is what it is. If you don't have the money, you might only be buying $1,000 worth of this stock. And if this stock goes up $3, $4, $5 a share, or even let's say it goes up to double, it goes up to $18 a share. Let's just say that it goes up $8 a share. You went from $1,000 to now you have $2,000. It's a very slow process. Somebody like me that goes in and buys the stock for $50,000 or $100,000, and it goes up to $8. It's, instead of making $1,000, it's something that I could live off of for an entire year on one trade. Big difference. It also gives when you make that kind of money, it gives way more leverage to come in. Why do you think that people become multimillionaires from the stock market? It's because they've turned 100,000 into $1 million. And now when they buy something for $1 million, what do you think would happen if I bought $1 million worth of this stock and it goes to $12 a share? Only goes up $3, let's say. $3 a share. Okay? I'm going to calculate this for you right now. If you bought $1 million divided by 983, you have 101,729 shares times $3. Guys, that's $305,000. $305,000. If a stock goes up $3, if you buy it for $1,000 and it goes up $3, you can go to Burger King. Do you see my point? So it takes time, but don't get discouraged, especially if you're young. I'm a lot older than a lot of you guys. I'm getting old, okay? As you get older, you have to have this buying power. You have to set yourself up to be able to do that. And you can do it. So don't get discouraged if you don't have a ton of money to buy this stuff with, okay? Now, a lot of you guys could be like, well, I'm just going to buy $1,000 worth and I'm just going to forget about the stock. And if this stock ends up being, $27 one day, which I'm sure it will, you just look at it as that was a successful investment. And that's what you could afford to do. That's totally fine. It's totally fine. When you do flips, when I say flips, I'm referring to something like a swing trade. I'm not talking about a day trade. I'm talking about a swing trade. What is the purpose of a swing trade? Is when you buy it and you hit your goal of what you're happy with financially. If the answer is, I want to make $4,000, if you make $4,000, that's when you swing and trade the stock. You're not trying to be in the stock forever. You're always looking for the up and coming options of being able to get into a stock at the right time. A lot of big money investors. So now I'll teach you one last thing before I let you go. People that have a lot of money already, somebody who, for example, let's say has a couple $1 million. A lot of these wealthy people, they do not participate in the stock market at all until there's a collapse. Same thing with crypto. Same exact thing. Whether it's crypto opportunity or it's a stock opportunity. Because you already have money. What is the purpose of just going along like you've always done, where you come in and you hope it goes up or down, but if it goes down, you tie up that $20,000 or that $50,000 on that trade. For some of you, it's $5,000 or $3,000 or $2,000. And you tie up that money. That is the worst thing that could happen, is that you tie up your money, because when you come in, a stock like this goes all the way down to $6.89, and now you can't sell it, and now your money is tied up. And you have to wait for the market to bounce back, and God knows how long that takes. That can happen. We do everything we can not to allow that to happen. It doesn't mean that it can't. So somebody who has a lot of money, they don't want to do that. They don't need to do that. They will only come into the stock market when situations happen. We have already had 2 situations happen this year. And situations and opportunity always will happen. Always. People say, oh, you missed this great one. Well, guess what? There'll be another one in a year or another 6 months from now. What were the opportunities that we missed? The tariffs. What did the tariffs do? I just showed you Nike. Could you imagine $20 and you bought $1 million worth? Could you imagine that? You're talking about, that's how wealth is built. And it can be so easy for the people who have the funds to do it, because they built those up. Money makes money. That's why we have so many millionaires in the world, in the United States. China, the United States have a lot of wealthy people. A lot of wealthy people. Japan's struggling right now, but there's still a lot of wealthy people there. Okay? All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. This is a new channel. The channel is gaining a lot of subscribers quickly. I'm very grateful for that. I mean, this channel deserves, to be honest with you guys, this channel deserves to be one of the top stock market channels out there. It may not be all glamorous where, you know, I got all this professional production going on or anything like that. I'm just coming straight to you from the heart and from experience. And that's all that matters. This is all about showing you guys some opportunity on some stocks and talking to you seriously about it and giving you some opportunity. That's all that this channel is about. I'm not going to be promoting bull crap. I'm not going to be pumping up a stock. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay, this channel is going to grow from people benefiting from what I'm showing you. The more people that benefit and the more people start saying, wow, this guy's legit, that's the people that are going to tell their friends about me. Like, dude, this guy's for real. Just watch what he does and, you know, just listen to him. A lot of you guys are going to end up joining my Discord when I release it. And you're going to get those video training to help you. So we'll grow it together. For those people that really appreciate it, you know, a channel like this probably will end up with 20,000 subscribers over the next couple years, which is still a very small audience. Okay, but that's what I'm doing it for, guys. If you know, I hope to eventually have, you know, a big audience of at least 100,000 people, and build up a really good audience and subscribers and loyal people that everybody can make a lot of money over the years. So that's the goal. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I mean, obviously, you're probably going to get this. Yeah, you'll be able to see this over the weekend. So have a wonderful weekend. Got some good UFC fights coming out tonight. I'll be watching that. I think that little Spanish kid there that's fighting Charles Oliveira, I definitely think that he's going to win that fight. His boxing skills are just unbelievable. And we've all seen Charles constantly get hurt and fall to the ground with punching all the time. And you know, that's a bad sign for him. Now, if he can get his hands on Latoya, whatever the heck his name is, if he can get his hands on him and get him like on the ground, Charles could win the fight. I mean, we are talking about the best submission person. So he's pretty special when it comes to that, you know. But you know, him charging forward and knocking out the littler guy, yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that, man. I mean, he'll come forward, but I think that he's going to get tagged when he does. So that's my prediction. All right, guys, you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh, wait, hit that like button. I need the like button hit because that helps the channel, okay? Thanks, guys.